Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to the Dice Towers. We'll take a look at the best of 2025. Today we're taking a look at 10 games that I feel do something different. And I like games that feel different. Don't get me wrong, sometimes the same thing is a lot of fun. It's done in a different way. But I'm looking for games that push the boundaries. And while it's very rare to find a game that is completely different than everything else that's out there, there's nothing new under the sun in many ways, I still wanted to emphasize some games. So here we go. Number 10 is Core of Discovery. This is from Off the Page Games from Jay Cormier and Sen-Foong Lim. And this is a game based on this world of Manifest Destiny. And it's not a fighting game. It's not a survival game. Well, it's slightly survival. It's logic and deduction. But what it does with this logic and deduction, it does it in a cooperative way where you are revealing pieces from a map. There's many, many maps included in the game. But you're looking at these symbols that are revealed, and they are next to or away from or in the same column as other symbols, and you're trying to survive, trying to accomplish your goal, whatever it might be, by following these different rules and talking it out and using special abilities on the characters. And Off the Page Games, almost every single one of them makes this list every year when they come out, and this is no exception. Core of Discovery. Number 9 is Arigato. This is from Ludonaut, designed by Melody Ladrat and Florian Sirix. Arigato is a game in which you're going to get a hand of cards. You will keep one of these cards and put it in front of you and then discard 2 cards for the resource at the top of the card, like green resource or blue resource, and then pass 2 cards to your neighbor. So every round you have 5 cards, you'll do that same thing. What's interesting about this game is you want to send these cards to the temple, and to do that, you need to pay a certain amount of resources. So you're paying cards, getting resources, doing that. But while they stay in front of you, they give you special abilities. They can also be played in only specific locations on the board. And this concept of the playing the cards but sending them to the temple, but keeping them back because you have your special ability longer, I thought it was a nice dance of cards. Some really interesting ideas that it has. A lot of fun. Arigato. Octocube from Sit Down and Carl Lang is a cool game, and it's different because it has a magnetic cube in it. This is not the first time we've seen a magnetic plastic piece. A long time ago, we had a game with a planet which had a dodecahedron. This one is a cube, but what you do in Octocube is you are rolling this cube around on the board, and it will magnetically pick up the top tile from a stack of tiles. So you're trying to collect tiles, or you can pull your cube off the board and take them off. So you have to figure, I'll move it here, over here, here, but I'm trying to get more tiles on this. But to do that, I might have to skip getting a few tiles, or I should just pull it off now, get these, and get fewer points, but get back in the game. It's interesting. There's a lot of good choices, but that rolling cube, I think, is something that makes this one stand out. It's another set collection game, but it has push your luck sort of mixed in with magnets. So that's Octocube. Next, we have A Carnivore Did It. This is from Horrible Guild, designed by Domilis Artikas and Erdis Sulinskas. This game here is more of a puzzle, a solo or a cooperative puzzle of a logic game in which you have a bunch of different animals out there, and each animal is saying, a carnivore did it, the peacock is lying, the lion did it, either the lion or the aardvark did it, things like that. And you know that one of them or more is lying, and there's 2,000 cases in this box. You're never going to run out of, cases to do, and figure out exactly who did it. I think it's interesting because there's a lot of games that are logic puzzles, but this one does it in such a simple, easy way with just a small deck of cards and then a card that gives you the puzzle. You use cards 1, 6, 8, and 10, and you put them out there and you say, okay, and you figure it out. It's simple, but it feels different. It's an excellent game to teach logic and deduction. Really cool. A Carnivore Did It. Crafting the Cosmos is my next game from Office Dog, designed by David Gordon and Tam. This game, Crafting the Cosmos, is a gorgeous game, but it feels so unique. You're getting these different elements, carbon and hydrogen, and you're putting them on your board. And once you surround a planet with a certain amount of elements it needs, that planet comes out there. But then you want to add life to it, and you have these little life tokens that you're moving around. You're also collecting cards that give you special abilities. And so there's a lot going on in this game, and there's a lot of concepts that are similar to other games. But the whole idea of surrounding a planet with the elements it needs and then manipulating those elements to move them maybe somewhere else, or those elements can disappear. When you add life, that life might disappear, or you can have the life that's more stable that will stay on the board. So it's not just a pretty game. I think it does a lot of interesting things. This one did not make a huge splash, and it should, because I think it's a really fun game, but it feels different than other stuff out there. Again, a tendency we're starting to see from Office Dog. Next, number 5, we have Wonder's Contacts. This is from Explorate and designed by Michael Muniz. I kind of laughed at the name Wonders, but I find out that just means first in French. So First Contacts is a game in which one person's an alien and everyone else is trying to catch them, and the alien has crashed and is running around. And so it's kind of like Scotland Yard, Mr. X. So each person, though, has these big templates, and that's what makes this game unique and fun. I might have a really big template where I'm looking around. Is the alien in this area? Yes. Okay, good, but that template's pretty big. I might have smaller templates. Is the alien in mine? And each of the people chasing the alien has a very specific special ability, and that combo is trying to catch the alien. And then there's a lot of different missions where the alien's trying to escape. Those templates are what makes this game feel different than... There's not a lot of this game out there anyway, right, of this deduction, but it feels cool and interesting. So Wonder's Contact. Behind is my number 4. This is from the new company KIF Edition, designed by Cedric Milliot. This Behind is a game that's a one-time play. Well, there's 3 cases in the box, and you put out a bunch of tiles, and then you arrange those tiles logically. How that works, I can't really explain without spoiling it, but you're trying to put them together. You'll understand when you see them. You'll go, well, this tile needs to go next to this one. It's kind of like building a puzzle, but you're not 100% sure. Some tiles you might see a picture that goes from one to the next. Those obviously connect, but one might have an arrow pointing at something. What is that pointing at? And you're using logic to figure it out. When you're done, you flip all the tiles over, and if it makes a picture, you win. I think that works really well. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. When you're done, you can just give it to someone else, and then they can play it. But the cases, there's 3 of them. They were tricky and interesting and worked well as a group or solo. That's Behind. Number 3 is 12 Rivers. 12 Rivers is a game with marbles. This is from Good Games Publishing. Romain Katerjan is the designer of it. And in this game, marbles are rolling down rivers, and you are putting up things to stop them. I can put it near the very top. I know I'll get a red marble. But if I put it in the bottom and no one else gets the red, blue, and green marbles, I might get more than one as they come by, or at least have my choice between them. It's also cheaper to go down near the bottom. So it's a simple game of trying to collect these resources so that you can activate different characters and get the points from those characters. But the idea of the marbles rolling downhill, which is it's fun to let the marbles roll. But more importantly, it's fun to try to figure out how high up you go, and it feels unique in a world of games where many things feel the same. 12 Rivers. Number 2 is Vantage. It's hard not to say this game from Jamie Stegmaier and Stonemaier Games is not unique. Whether you like it or not, it's definitely one of the more divisive games of the year. I know people who love it, people who do not, and it seems to be that way across the board. But this game where you land on an alien planet, you don't know where you are, you just have your vantage, the things you can see, you're communing with other people and moving around, feels really unique. There's a lot of games that have done similar things like Seventh Continent and such, but in this one, your connections and moving around and working with each other and finding equipment, it just feels so fresh and exciting, and not to mention the content in this game is idiotically huge. It's a true sandbox style game where you can go anywhere and do anything you want, and feels like something that someone's worked on for years and years and years. And like it or dislike it, I think no one can argue that this game isn't unique and interesting. That's Vantage. And then my number 1 game that's unique and different this year is Guildlands. From Outset Media, designed by Ken Boyter and Kedrick Winks. This is a tile-laying game, but each person has different rules on how they play and a different victory condition. These games come out every few years where everyone has this kind of asymmetric ability or way to play and have you. And I never really think they're great because I think the base game is often boring. This one, the base game is tile laying. It's not like amazing, but it's a very solid game. You're building this big city together. But one person wants to build towers and walls around the city. Another person wants to have long roads. Another person is trying to build gardens throughout the city. And you each have special abilities. They interact. It's very back and forth. It's not a solitary game at all. And it just feels fun because I have abilities. We all have the same actions, but I have a couple actions that nobody else has. You have a couple actions no one else has. And then we're all scoring very differently. And then someone wins. And it seems balanced. It works really well. It's poorly named. I don't think anyone's going to go buy a game called Guildlands, unfortunately. But the idea of the game is fresh, invigorating, and neat. So those are 10 games that I felt did something different this year. Thanks for watching the Dice Tower. I'm Tom Vasel. Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching this video. Check out our channel. We have a lot of videos on our channel. We have live videos that go up each week, from live Q&As to videos where we take a look at the newest stuff on Kickstarter, crowd surfing, to top 10 lists and more. There's lots of stuff on this channel. We encourage you to explore it. You can find out more at our website, dicetower.com. I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower.